Hey everyone, it's Bryce again, back again with another video about MemoryStore. So previously we had gone over MemoryStore and looked at the GitHub in general, how to use it and implement it. And then we looked under the hood at this GitHub repo of mine, and we looked at the implementation of MemoryStore and how we use a map with strings that map to slices of bytes, and then how we clean everything up and how we add things and get things and delete things from the memory store. So what we're going to do today is we're going to look at unit tests. We're going to see how we can test this in Go. Let's go ahead and open up a terminal, and then we'll navigate to where we have this, and then we will open up Sublime, and we will look at the code. So here, these are the unit tests I have for MemoryStore. As you can see, we're going to have a package called MemoryStore, which just matches this folder. And we add _test to the file name in Go, so it identifies it as a unit test. And then we're going to import testing. We're going to use time for delays so that we can verify that things delete properly. And I also use this GitHub Go CCY Go JSON. It's a little bit faster than the regular JSON package from Go. You don't have to use it though, you could just use JSON. So the test memory store, the tests for test memory store, we want to test the set and the get method. Here it's wrapped into one function that does multiple tests. I mean, you can argue whether or not that's the correct way to do it. It's just the way that I had done it. So we're going to test the set and get methods. So we want to create a new memory store. We're going to defer the stop so that this will execute when we are about to exit the function. So that way we always safely stop the memory store. What we want to do is define some key, define some arbitrary value, and we want to give it an expiration time of 1 second. We're going to serialize that to bytes using json.marshal. It's going to give us a slice of bytes and an error, and we're going to handle that error. And then we're going to go ahead and call the set method on this. So we set for the key the slice of bytes with the expiration time, and we're going to handle that error. Now we want to see if we can get that value back immediately. So we call the get method from the memory store on the key. We get the slice of bytes and the error, whether or not it exists. And if it doesn't exist, we want to throw an error because we expect it to exist. Especially because we give it a lifetime of 1 second. And if we immediately try to get that from the memory store, a whole second should not have elapsed. Okay, so we want to create a variable that we can unmarshal the slice of bytes into, and we're going to handle that error, and if the error is not nil, we're going to throw an error. If the value does not exist, or the value is not the expected value, then we want to also throw an error. Okay, great. So now what we want to do is we want to sleep for some time plus a second, the expiration time plus a second, and then check to see if that key is still in the memory store. So we don't care what the return value is, we just want to check whether or not it does exist. So if it exists, then we should throw an error because it should have expired already. So that's the method for testing the set and get methods for MemoryStore. Next, we want to test the MemoryStore delete method. And so what we'll do is we'll create a new MemoryStore. We're going to defer the stop method so that when this function exits, we will stop safely. We have a key and a value. Same pattern as before. We're going to serialize. We're going to marshal that into a slice of bytes, handle the error. We're going to set the value of bytes on the key, and then we're going to give it an expiration time of 5 minutes, which is totally arbitrary, but it's definitely much longer than we expect. Then we're going to delete that key and then immediately check of whether or not that key does exist. And if it does exist, well, that's a problem, so we should throw an error. And then we're going to exit the function, and thus MemoryStore.stop will be called. That's the test MemoryStore delete method. Okay, so next we want to test whether or not the cleanup worker is active. So we're going to create a new MemoryStore. We're going to defer MemoryStore.stop. We're going to create a key and a value, some arbitrary key and value, and then we're going to give it a short expiration time of 1 second. We're going to serialize it to a slice of bytes. If there's an error, handle it. We're going to set those slice of bytes to that key and then give it the lifetime. Then we're going to sleep for the lifetime plus 1 second. We want to make sure that we wait for the item to expire and the cleanup worker to run, because the cleanup worker runs by default every 1 second. And then we're going to try and get that key. We don't care what the return value is. And then if that key exists, well, that's a problem, so we should throw an error. And then we're going to exit the function here, and thus the stop method will be called. Great. So those are the 3 test methods we have here for MemoryStore. Again, MemoryStore is my own implementation of an in-memory cache or data store for easy access and implementations into your own Go projects. Memory is cheap, and things that you access from your DB quite frequently can be stored in memory for some time so that you can keep referencing them without making repeated database calls. So again, here's the example of how to do that. And the README explains a little bit more about how to build it and then how to test it. And again, as always, if you want to contribute to this, let me know. Feel free to submit pull requests, open an issue for discussion, or create a bug report. Again, my name is Bryce. I'd like to thank you very much for watching this video. Go ahead and please hit the like and subscribe button if you like this content, so I know, and I'll keep making more content like this. I hope you have a good day.